Everybody, happy Tuesday. We are going live right now. We just pushed it out. I see that it is on Facebook, so we're waiting to connect on the other social media platforms, and then we'll be going live answering your business questions today. There's LinkedIn. Super excited. Looking forward to chatting with you. If you can see this, do me a favor, just say hi, introduce yourself, just kind of give you a recap. So Monday through Thursday, we do business Q&A. If you have a business question, whether you're a business owner, whether you are maybe just an entrepreneur at heart, or if you're an employee and you just maybe one day thinking about starting a business or starting a side hustle, this is a place to go to get your questions answered. And if not, just stop by and say hi. I love to catch up with you. It's kind of cool because last week I've seen a couple people that and I haven't seen in a long, long time. So it's great to see you. Yeah, and I'm definitely excited about this. So um, let's wait. Let's wait a minute, and then we will get going. I know that we are on a few channels right now, but looks like we're gonna be popping on a couple more. So excited. Also, if you are a business owner, say hi. Would love to shout out your business. Hey, referrals are an amazing thing. If you're a business owner, who does not love referrals? As a matter of fact, yesterday, my wife and her best friend, they literally got a referral. Looks like they're going to be putting another property on the market in the next couple of days. So it's from a referral. So we all love referrals. So if you ask a question, we're going to do our best to be able to answer it. But I'm also going to shout out you and your business to all of our people that are on, across all of our social media platforms. So that is literally thousands and thousands of people that will be seeing it. So that's exciting. So it's exciting. So don't hesitate to stop by. Now, if you're watching this, so a lot of times this will go on for about a half hour, but then it'll be there for people to see it, let's say the next day. So if you're seeing it, and it's already passed, it's not live, just know moving forward, try to hop on, try to answer or ask questions because love to be able to, like I said, not only answer them, but shout out you and your business, right? So I want to share something about today. So today was a busy day. So my mom, we had court today, so I was in court with her. I was potentially going to be called to be a witness. Kind of won't get into the too much details, but it's been tough. She got attacked last year. It's a long process bringing the perpetrator to justice. And this year she fell and she broke her femur and her hip. So she's doing way better. She's recovered for the most part. She still has some lingering stuff that goes on, but we're there with her. And I was just thinking about you're like, okay, well, how does this story relate to business? It kind of does because even though it's a long process, like when something like this happens and you're a victim and you have to go through the court procedure, man, it could take years. Sometimes it could take a couple years. We know one person where it was like a 6-year process before they finally got to trial. Like it's crazy that could be that long. But when you think of how that works, it's a process. It goes through a process. And the truth of the matter is, business is no different. Let me pop this up. Business is no different. Business is a process. A lot of times we wish that we could skip the process, but you can't. The process is where you go to get better. The process is where you go to level up. You can't skip it. But there's no shortcut to success. Sometimes you think, hey, man, this person was an overnight success. Trust me when I tell you, no, they weren't. You didn't see the years and the years and the years behind the scenes, the blood, sweat, and tears on the back end. We just don't see that. A lot of times we see somebody when they become uber successful and we're like, oh, yeah, they did it pretty fast. Man, it ain't fast. Trust me when I tell you, there is a process. So just like through the court system has to go through a process, businesses have to go through a process. Now, if you're watching this live right now and you're thinking, well, I'm not even a business owner, I'm an employee and I work for fill in the blank. Well, if they hired you as an employee, trust me when I tell you that they spent years going through the process to become profitable, to become able to be able to hire employees. So everyone goes through the process, right? We should embrace the process. The process, like I said, is what gets us better, right? It strengthens us. It's where we level up. So blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, Kevin. That's exactly what we're talking about. So blood, sweat, and tears. You got to go through the process. That's how you get better, right? Like if I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna be like, hey, this is the year I'm gonna be the most fit. I'm gonna lose the most weight. I'm gonna, my muscles are gonna be like, whew. Like that doesn't happen just by thinking about it. I got to get in there and day by day by day, I got to like work out. I got to eat right. I got to go through the process. My body breaks down and then the muscles grow. So it's the exact same thing. So just think about that, especially for any of you that are like maybe new to business and you're thinking like, man, this is hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's what separates, one side from the other. Like the people that are willing to sacrifice and do the work. You know what I mean? So it takes time. It's a process. Here's one thing I would tell you though, get good mentors in your corner because it could fast track that process. You're still going to go through a process, but it could definitely fast track the process. So Kevin, listen, Kevin, let me give you a shout out. So Kevin, amazing man. He's been in the sports space for a long, long time. Has an amazing business. He helps athletes get recruited. Kevin, if you're still on here, like put in your website, so we can kind of shout it out. Plus, it'll be on there for the next few days. So, and it doesn't matter what state you're at. If you're looking for help, if you're a parent right now and you're on here and you're thinking, and my kid wants to be able to play at the next level, don't know how to do it, or maybe you've been trying, you've been wasting a lot of time and energy and nothing's working, and go to Kevin, connect with him, and he is very, very, very good at what he does. You're going to definitely want to get some help from him. So Kevin Gibbs is his name, Coach Kevin. All right, he's on it. So yeah, so you're going to definitely want to connect. He'll post his website on here, so you'll be able to find it. 100%. So Kevin, it's good to see you. How much time should you dedicate to education versus working? Good, actually, Carrie, good question, right? So, working, like being in it, going through it, like you have to do that. I get it. But what a lot of times what people do is they kind of like get to a point where you get tunnel vision and you're like that hamster on the wheel and you're just working all the time, and you don't have time for anything else. That's not a good thing, right? So you got to squeeze in, you got to like time block. So you got to time block your schedule so you make room for sections that are very important. Yes, we have to work hard, but you shouldn't just be working hard all day, every day and neglecting your development and all the other things that you need to do, right? Maybe your follow-up game or your this game or that game. So I would tell you that, you definitely need to dedicate a portion of it. Now you can do it a couple ways. You can either time block, let's say, we'll give you an example. Let's say you take an hour of the day and you're like, this 1 hour during the day, I'm going to devote strictly to leveling up. So I'm going to find some mentors. I'm going to find some courses or some classes, maybe watch them on YouTube, or I'm going to get a mentor. I'm going to get myself a coach, which is the fastest route. That's an option. Or maybe you do it this way. I don't really want to do it an hour every day. Maybe I do it like one day, but I dedicate a portion of that day. And this is like my leveling up day every single week. That's another way to do it. So you're going to have to figure out which one works best for you, but you 100% should be learning from people way better than you. Like 100%. We should have people in our corner that are so much smarter than you. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room for sure. Like it may feel good instantly, but you're in the wrong room. You should be in rooms where people know way more than you. You're going to grow so much faster. I'm going to give you an example. So we've talked about my mom kind of earlier on this thing. So my mom used to have a koi pond in her backyard. It was a pretty good sized koi pond, and she had fish in there, and she had koi fish, but she also had goldfish. Now these goldfish were the ones that just you buy at the circus. Like they're in a little baggie, and there's water in there, and there's a little goldfish like this big, right? That's all. He's like really tiny. Like for $1, you get a couple of them. And people would never believe it. So she had those fish from 30 years ago that were like this big, and no one would believe it. They'd be like, there's no way, you're lying. There's no way that little goldfish got this big. Now, if that goldfish stayed in a little bag or in a bowl, that goldfish would have stayed like that for the next, however long he lived. But this case, she had a few of them for 30 years, and they were like, no, I'm not exaggerating. They were like this big. They were as big as a koi. They were huge. So think about it, right? The environment. So you need to be in an environment where you're not the biggest fish, where you're in a big environment where you're going to learn. And it's the same thing will happen. Next thing you know, you're that person that has the capacity to be able to do so much more than the person that didn't do any personal development. So personal development is huge. It's a game changer. And I don't care who you are. I don't care how smart you think you are. I don't care like how much schooling you went to. None of that matter. Now you might be saying, "Well, wait, coach. What do you mean it doesn't matter?" This is what I tell people: education and intelligence, completely different things. You know what I mean? You could be a person that can have a PhD, get yourself like all these, degrees, and you're still like capacity wise way down here. And it happens all the time. That's why so many people graduate from college and they're like, hey, they take a job that doesn't even require a degree. You see it all the time. Whereas the person you can like, maybe don't even barely graduate high school. Maybe you get a GED. It doesn't matter. If you devote to your developing yourself on a consistent basis, I'm telling you, you will level up, your capacity will expand, and you'll do things that most other people cannot. So it's just something to think about. Something to think about. So, Carrie, great question. I gave you a shout out earlier on your referral. Now, I'm going to give an example on the referral. So, the referral came from business networking that we are part of. So, that's another idea. If you're a business owner, you might want to be part of either events or groups, right, where you can literally pass referrals. It's a great way to do it because if you're in business, you want referrals. Not only is it amazing business, but it's faster business because if somebody's referring you to them, they already have a relationship, so they trust them. So that makes it a lot easier when you do the connection. Now, flip it on the other side. If you met them for the first time, the trust factor is not built. So it may take a while for that to actually happen. Does that make sense? So the referral way is literally so fast and so easy. So, be part of networks, be part of groups that you can be part of and learn and share stuff, right? It's just something to think about. So that's that. So Wake County parents, if your athlete's serious about playing at the next level, start here. IB Greatness Academy has trained 5,000 plus athletes with 300 plus now playing in college. Spots are limited. Claim your evaluation. IBGreatnessAcademy.com. Listen, if you are, and I'm going to even go a step further, and Kevin, I might be totally speaking out of turn, but I don't care where you're located at. Reach out to them. Reach out. Like, if you're in Florida, if you're in California, if you're in Texas, if you're in Washington, reach out. If you have an athlete at home that is trying to get to the next level, like, get the advice from a literally professional that can literally help you. So go to Kevin, go to Coach Kevin, just tell him, hey, Coach Martin sent you, and make the connection with them. Trust me, save you a lot of time and a lot of energy in the long run by going to a professional the first time. So yes, referrals may be happening. I also love referring people too. 100%. Yes, Carrie, it does. Oh, awesome. It doesn't matter. So yeah, so basically saying it doesn't matter where you live. So it doesn't matter where, and here's the deal. Let's be real. I just literally had this discussion just over the weekend. So I was at a basketball, watching my grandson play basketball. He's 4 years old. We were talking to the coach, kind of going through it, talking about recruitment, and it's hard. Recruitment's harder today. Well, you think, well, why is it harder, coach? Because of the transfer portal. It's way harder. Like, a lot of coaches already at NCAA level are not even recruiting kids that are in high school. They're just not. They're like, I'm going to just go on the portal and get somebody that's already used to being in the program. They're already used to what it's like, dealing with an NCAA schedule. It's just easier. I'm not saying that all of them do that, but every day that goes by, more and more of them only do that. So you need help. Don't just like sit around. Now, maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, how do I know I need help? I'm going to give you the answer. This is how you know that you need help. Do you have any offers right now? If the answer is no, then you need help. If the answer is yes, I already got offers, then you probably don't need help. you already got at least one. But if the answer is no, then you need help. So reach out to Coach Kevin. His website's on there. It'll be on there today. It'll be on there tomorrow. It'll be on there moving forward. You'll be able to find it. So if you want your kid to get recruited, or hey, here's the deal: if you know someone who has a kid that's trying to get recruited, do me a favor, share this with them. That way they can go and find Kevin's website and connect with Coach Kevin. So that's that. So referrals are amazing. And here's the deal, like, we should all be referring. We should. When you have a friend and you know somebody that does amazing work, man, share that. Because if you ever had work done and you're like, man, this work is not very good, yeah, you don't want your friends to have to go through that. You want your friends to have a great experience. So share, and share again. So that's what I have to that. Let me pop through. Oh, a couple things on here. So we do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this will be the last one for this week. So this is a special week. My wife is having surgery on Thursday. So we will not be live on Thursday. We have no idea what time when we'll be home. So we're not going to do it on Thursday. And tomorrow night before her surgery, I'm taking her to dinner. So we're going to go to a dinner at nighttime, just the two of us. We're going to do a date. So listen, starting next week, again, it'll be back to Monday through Thursday, Lord willing. So tomorrow there won't be business Q&A, and on Thursday there won't be business Q&A. If you are a believer, I would just ask you to keep her in prayer. Her name's Carrie, and she's having surgery on her meniscus. So we've been waiting for a long time to get that sucker repaired. So definitely looking forward to it. Hey, Ray, good to see you on here. Good to see you, girl. See who else is on here. Awesome. So we'll give it a few more minutes and then we will move on. So I'm looking forward. Maybe we can have some Mexican food tomorrow, since that's my favorite. Let's take a look. Pop it up here. Awesome. Yeah, no problem. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I've been craving Mexican food like crazy. So it's exciting. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and, oh yes, for sure. So we're going to wrap this up. So here's the deal. A couple things, right? One, don't be afraid of the process. The process gets us better. We don't like the process, but trust me when I tell you it's good for us. It gets us better. Number one. Number two, encourage you, like, personal develop all the time. Like, be obsessed over development. Trust me. The more you know, the more you learn. Here's the deal. The more you learn, the more you earn. It's just the way it works. And the more you know, the more you can help other people because it's in you. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to, we're supposed to be a conduit. So it doesn't stay with us. It flows through us to other people. But how can it do that if you know what I mean? If there ain't nothing inside of us. So you're going to want to learn. Get great mentors. Find people that you like, people that are, that are doing what you're trying to accomplish. You should find multiple. Be a reader. Read. If you're like, well, coach, I don't really like to read, then get audiobooks. But like to read. I personally like reading. I like it in my hand. I like to feel the book. I like to turn the pages. I like to mark it up. That's just me. I like that. For listening, I'll probably listen to the podcasts and whatnot. But when it comes to books, man, I like to read. So that's me. And so get a mentor. If you're watching this and you're like, hey, I don't really have a mentor, I'd like to be able to learn more. Hey, go to our website. You go to meetcoachmartin.com, meetcoachmartin.com. We got some stuff on there, courses, our mentorship, our coaching. We got group coaching. We got one-on-one. I don't do a lot of one-on-one, mostly the group, but I do some one-on-one. So it's on there if you have any questions. Also, don't hesitate to reach out. So there's plenty of freebies on there. There's stuff that you can download and reach out if you have any questions. Apart from that, I hope everyone has a blessed evening. Remember, we're not going to be on tomorrow. I'm going to be on a date night with my wife, and then we have surgery on Thursday. So I will be back, Lord willing, on Monday evening for your business Q&A. Look forward to seeing you guys then. Take care.